Nick, before we take questions, if you just a general thought on tonight's game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously really disappointing for our guys. Had a great year. I thought we played really hard, but you got to tip your hat to Morehead State. I mean, they played a great game. They had a great game plan. I don't think it was as much as us playing poorly as it was them just being really, really, really good. So, I mean, yeah, credit to our guys for fighting, to the horn, but also credit to them. You gotta give credit where credit is due there.
Thanks, Nick. If you have a question for Nick, just let me know down in the chat, and I'll call on you. I'll start first. If you can just talk about Janai Broom and the matchup with him tonight, and you two going back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great player. At such a young age too. It's really impressive what he's been able to do, and really how he's changed their team from last year to this year. I mean, I think that definitely is. He is the biggest difference. He's the focal point of their offense. He's the anchor of their defense. So you give him credit. I mean, I have ultimate respect for him and for all their guys, but obviously mostly for him because he and I are, going at it for 40 minutes. But yeah, I mean, he's great. He's, plays beyond his years. And I mean, a lot of credit to him. He's a really, really, really good player.
Let's go to Steve Lehman first.
Hey, Nick, I know you guys have been waiting basically all year to get back to this place after what you had to go through last year. How tough is this moment now to know that you came up this short?
I mean, it sucks. Obviously, it's just, it's hard. Last year we got to this point and we earned our spot in the NCAA tournament. And obviously that wasn't able to happen. And this year we got back to this spot, obviously with, the hopes and, the plan to get back there. It obviously didn't happen. So that's disappointing. I think this is a really resilient group. If we get the opportunity to play in the NIT, we're going to take that and we're going to try to win that tournament. If not, so be it. And we're going to come back regardless and be ready to get back on this stage and win next year. Got a really tough group. Obviously, nobody graduates. We have no seniors on our team, so that's encouraging. But yeah, I mean, obviously disappointing. I mean, you never want to lose, especially games of these magnitude. Coach said in the locker room, and he was right. It hurts because we're good, and it hurts because it means something to us. This isn't just another game, and we come here to win championships. That's what Belmont does. And unfortunately, we weren't able to get it done. So definitely disappointing.
Let's go to Emily next.
Hey there. I know that you obviously have kind of wrapped it up and said that it is disappointing and you're kind of feeling this loss. But as a leader of this team, how do you speak to your guys and let them know that, yeah, you have no seniors? You're one of the few teams that didn't celebrate senior night. Is that kind of the light at the end of the tunnel, knowing that this wasn't the last shot for this group of guys?
Eventually. We obviously haven't discussed that yet. It's obviously understood. Everybody knows that. It hasn't been, obviously, that's not something we really want to think about right now, partially because like I touched on earlier, I mean, there's still a chance we can go compete for a championship. I think this team is deserving. I think, we've through the course of the year, I think we've shown that we are one of the best, 80 something teams in the country. So I think we're deserving of an NIT bid. So our season in our minds isn't over yet. So that's one thing. And also, it's things. We're the ultimate competitors. We want to win. We play hard. We play together. So we're not quite looking. We haven't turned that page yet. But everybody understands that, and we know this is a really closely knit group. And there are ways to improve. We will improve, and we will be back to this stage. And we look forward to have another chance to compete for a championship again.
Let's go to John from Hoops HD.
Hey, Nick, 2 questions. One, you played great tonight, so I was wondering, health-wise, are you at or near 100%? And number 2, you're one of the great winners in college basketball. You've won 37 of the past 38 games you played in before tonight. So while I agree it sucks to lose, of course, is it weird to lose?
First off, my ankle, I don't know. you get into the games and adrenaline kind of takes over and you really don't think about it. I can tell you I feel better today than I did on Wednesday. And I felt better on Wednesday than I did last weekend. So it's definitely improving 100%, probably not quite, but that definitely wasn't a reason, why we lost or anything like that. It was good enough to where I think, obviously I played and I competed. I did fine. So I think we could have won. Your second question, it's weird, yeah, but not because I don't think. I think if we were, I think last year you think about it, we started the conference, we lost 3 of our first, I think 6, and we lost quite a few non-conference games that a typical Belmont team wouldn't lose. So weird, no, but we've obviously lost games, and I've lost games, and this team, this program, we've lost a lot of games. It's just something that we don't like to do. Like I said, I think we're really the ultimate competitors. We play hard, we play together. So weird. I mean, it's weird in the sense that we don't like that feeling and we don't want it to happen again. But I mean, at the end of the day, everybody, there's only counting the NIT, I guess, 2 teams that end their season on a win. So eventually odds are saying you're most likely going to lose. But yeah, obviously weird in the way that it sucks. Yeah, it does. It stings, but it's, it'll be fuel to the fire. And this team, whether that's, in a week and a half in Texas or in however many months, in our season opener, this team will be back and they'll be ready to go.
Let's go one more for Nick. Julianne, go ahead.
Hey, Nick, as a leader to this team, what's your message to the younger players who got extended minutes tonight, like Jacoby and Ben, and they didn't perform to the best that they could, and Bronze, who got some minutes in? What is your message to them coming out of this loss?
I mean, it's not, you said they didn't perform as well as they could. I mean, it's not, this was a team loss. It wasn't any one person in particular. I thought those guys played really, really hard. Ben got 2 quick ones. Sucks for him. He plays so unbelievably hard. And sometimes the way he plays, he picks up some fouls. He's aggressive. Jacoby gave us really solid minutes. Evan played great, especially in the first half, kind of running the floor, setting great screening and rolling, a couple great verticalities at the rim. But I think if anything, it's nothing I can tell them or Grayson as our captain can tell them, or even, coach can tell them. I think it's an experience thing. I think they'll learn from this. They'll grow from this. They'll see what it takes to win these kinds of games. And it's not just them. It'll show me and Grayson and Luke and guys who've been in these games before, Caleb. It'll show us what it takes to win these games too, because clearly we weren't good enough tonight. And that's a tough pill to swallow. But like I said, I think everyone 1 through 13, I think, we're going to grow from this, and this experience is going to sit with us as it should, because we want to win and we compete at a high level. And we're going to improve, and like I said earlier, we'll be back.
Nick, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
We'll have Coach Alexander in just a second. If anybody knows they're going to have a question for Coach, let me know down in the chat. Coach, just start with a general thought, and then we'll go into some questions.
Yeah, obviously, really important. We tip our hat to Morehead State. Gosh, they played a great game. They had a great season. Had tons of momentum going down the home stretch for regular season play. We learned that last week at their place. And then today they were phenomenal. I felt like our team was ready. We certainly were confident. I think our plan was good, but we got outplayed by a team that played absolutely tremendous. And so all the credit goes to them for the win. They deserve it. They'll represent our league very well in the NCAA tournament. I'm sure of that. In addition, I want to say, even though it's tough to lose, we've got a lot to be thankful for, a lot to appreciate, a lot of gratitude for the OVC who worked really hard to make this season happen, for Belmont administrators who worked countless hours to put it together and gave us the chance to play. And then a team that had a great year and overcame a lot and really we'll have a lot to look back on and be proud of. It hurts right now, but a lot to be thankful for.
We'll start with Emily. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, I know this is not the question you wanted to have to be answering after the game, but make the case. Do you think Belmont deserves an at-large at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like it at the moment, but I think we had a great season, and we can put our case together. But honestly, I don't think anybody cares what we think. The people in that room will make their decision. I hope we have some basketball left to play somewhere, and if we do, we'll be ready to go.
Let's go next to Chris Harris.
Hey, Casey, obviously a loss in a title game is just a tough pill to swallow in general, but is it made even tougher maybe by the start and the run that you guys had, the OVC play, getting out to an 18-0 run and, hoping and seeing what's on the horizon, and now it comes to an end?
Yeah, I mean, it's you always want to finish. That's the name of the game, is what happens in the end. And but it doesn't overshadow, what we did. I mean, we set a 50-year-old conference record for consecutive conference wins at 30. We won 21 games in a row, I think. We played really well for a long period of time, and our full body of work, I'm proud of. I mean, I love our team. I love the players on our team. They're competitive kids. They're great kids. They represent Belmont extremely well. So, yeah, I wish we could have won some more games down the stretch, and especially today. But it's I look at it in its totality, and I'm very proud.
Let's go to Steve Lehman next.
Casey, how tough was tonight in just trying to figure out something to get it going and to stop their momentum? I mean, they had 5 of 6 from 3 early. Even when they were missing, they were getting rebounds a lot. How tough was it just to find something to change the mojo at some point?
Yeah, we never did find the something to change the mojo. And again, that's where you have to give them credit. I mean, I think it's, I'll be surprised if we look back at the film and have, certainly there's some mistakes that we made. There always are, whether you win or lose. But, I think it's just one of those games where we're going to throw our hands up and say, what do we do about that? What do we do about that? And they had an answer every time that we needed some stops. They made their open threes. If they didn't, they got the offensive rebound and put it back in. If we had a great possession, they scored at the end of the shot clock. And so we just couldn't put anything together. We had almost every team in the country keeps bricks or kills or whatever you want to call them, where you're trying to get 3 stops in a row. And we got our very first one of the game at the very end of the game. And, we usually average probably 7 a game, and we just couldn't do it today.
Let's go next to Gentry.
Yeah, Casey. Do you feel like the committee should weigh what a schedule was supposed to be like? I don't even know if that's realistic, but given the non-conference you were supposed to play and then obviously couldn't because of the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, all that's just, I don't know how many people are even in that room, but every one of those people are going to have a different opinion about each of the metrics. And, we can only control what's in front of us. The NCAA chose to push our season back, and we lost 4 games. And one of those was a tournament that included Gonzaga and Michigan State and Xavier and Auburn and Boise and St. Louis, all top 50 teams. So we would have had 2 or 3 chances there. We lost a game at USC, who's going to win the Pac-12. We lost a game at Western Kentucky. But that's just the way it goes. I mean, that's basketball season in a pandemic year, and out of our control, out of their control. So who really knows?
Let's go to Joe next.
Casey, I know here's another question you may not like right at this moment, but can you look at this team and project to next year what it could be? If everyone comes back as expected, I mean, how good could you guys be with those guys, especially Grayson and Nick as seniors?
Yeah, we should be optimistic about having a really good team. And I don't know why we wouldn't. We had a great season this year. We'll be 1 year older. We have no seniors. So unless there's something that I don't know, we're not going to lose anybody, and everybody will be back. And it's a winning program. It's a proud program. We have great leadership, great experience, won a lot of games, and we should expect nothing less but a great year.
Let's go Chris Harris for the final question.
Casey, Nick talked about wanting to go to the NIT if that's a possibility. Is that something that you would want to do if given the chance?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, it's, I love coaching this team, and our guys want to play. You know, one thing that we learned last season is, you know, you don't ever want to lose a chance to play. And we certainly wouldn't turn that down. And if they give us that chance, then as I said earlier, we'll be ready to go. I trust this team will bounce back. You know, every time we take the floor, you know, I like our chances because of the character of our team. And so, yeah, if we get to play in the NIT, we'll be right there ready to go. So, hey, and before I finish, I want to thank Nashville media, especially. You guys are great to us. We appreciate the coverage all year long.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Case.
Thanks, Coach.